Just remember, you drove this story. Remember that. You made this story. The media ignored this story since late December. But you see how they put this guy up from Florida? I'm not going to even say his name. They're making him the story, trying to conflate the two. Just so that you know, you drove this story. You cannot stop. They're waiting for you to stop. You can't stop. This is the only thing that's going to stop the Victory Mosque. Moving on. Okay. My next speaker is coming to us via video because he couldn't be here. He's speaking elsewhere. He is, in my opinion, one of the forces that is slaying the biased mainstream media. He's broken more stories outside of the mainstream media. Andrew Breitbart. Andrew Breitbart is an icon, and he's indicative of the future. And where media is going, you are the future. We are looking at the past, the ancient relic of the past in front of us. And so we're going to go live to the video. Can we go to the videotape? All righty. Andrew Breitbart.
First off, I'd like to thank Pamela Geller for having the courage to have this event today at Ground Zero on this sacred day. This is the right place and the right time to have this event because you represent the majority in this country. The Washington Post ABC poll just came out to show that 66% of the country is against the building of this mosque, and only 29% favor the building of the mosque. And if you look deeper into the poll, you'll realize that the opposition is incredibly strong of that 66%. And the people who want to build that mosque, they're not as strong-minded about this. So what you have is the majority of the American people strongly opposing this, yet somehow Pamela Geller and those who are gathered here are controversial. No, you're not controversial. Katie Couric is controversial. Charlie Gibson is controversial. Brian Williams is controversial. The New York Times is controversial. Those people that represent the minority are acting as if you're somehow doing something that is morally incorrect. Well, I think the term that we're talking about is politically incorrect, and that is the problem. Political correctness got us into this problem in the first place. It is basically the equivalent of an ostrich putting his head into the sand. And that is what many in the media elite have done since 9/11. While radical Islam is not just killing our soldiers, they're also waging a propaganda war against us. And those who have read Bernard Lewis, those who have read Mark Stein, and those people who have chosen not to act like ostriches have found themselves being called all sorts of names by those who have acted like ostriches. That is what we face today. It's a battle of those who have the will to face up to the challenges that we face in America in 2010, 9 years after 9/11. Americans have every right to congregate at Ground Zero at the World Trade Center to represent the majority point of view. Do not let Katie Couric and her cavalcade of the politically correct media elite don't tell you that you don't have the right to be here. This is a strong message, not just to the radical Islamists, that we have the backbone to stand up to the war that we face against them, but to those that would cower in the face of that peril, our media elite. So thank you very much, Pamela Geller, and thank you to all those who came here today to risk the consternation of Katie Couric.